Hey guys, what is up? DemAtB here. Today I'm going to talk about my journey with studyguide, the company that I've started, and I thought it might be fitting to wear the new merch. We've got a new hoodie that we're currently kind of selling. So if you're interested in getting one of these hoodies, make sure to hit me up in the Instagram DMs or leave a comment below and we'll sort something out. Putting that aside, I've decided to start making videos about the experiences and the lessons that I learned on my journey with my new company. So, this is going to be the first video in that series where I share 2 things that I've learned on my journey while starting a company and creating an app. Although the app hasn't been released yet, it is coming out in August, and we have been working on this concept since September 2017. So I have gotten a lot to share. I'm gonna start with these 2 basic things, and I'm just gonna keep going and make a whole series about this and all my experiences of starting a company as a young entrepreneur. The first thing that I've learned when creating an app and on this journey of bringing an idea to actual reality is something that I can sum up with a quote from Mark Zuckerberg. He said, "Ideas do not come fully formed. They only become clear as you work on them." And he said this in some speech in front of graduates, I think. I'm not sure which setting it was. The point is that an idea might be something in the beginning, but it will be probably, or almost, I could say almost guaranteed, something completely else when you start working on that idea. And that's something that happened to us at studyguide. Rasmus pitched the idea for me and Marcus at a cafe in September 2017. We thought we had everything figured out, and he pitched a concept really of how to help young students implement study technique in their studies in an early stage in a way that the students can be receptive to and can still be fun. So in a way that you package it as if the students don't really know that they're using really great study technique, but they are. So that 12-year-olds could study like a university student, but not actually know the techniques that they are using. So we're going to do this and implement this with an app, it was said in 2017. But there were all these concepts and all these ideas on how we could implement that. And as we worked on it, we thought we had or knew what studyguide was. And I mentioned this in my personal rewind, the video that I released, the first video of this year of 2019. And I think it quite easily happens that you start working on an idea and you think you know what it is. And we did that, and we came out with a prototype May 2018, a small prototype, just a very small prototype of the idea, which we thought was studyguide, the app studyguide. We thought we had it. And then we looked at it from a different perspective and really asked ourselves, is this what we wanted to produce? That was version 1.0 of the app, and we didn't release it. It still isn't released, as I said, and that's because it was too boring and the concept was not good enough. It was not interactive enough. It wasn't fun enough. It was really just an app walking you through different phases in your study technique and then just showing you with text what you should do when you study. So it was basically like a handbook, just a handbook for students to use and know how to study different subjects. But that wasn't it. That wasn't studyguide. That wasn't what we wanted to produce. Studyguide was something more, and the version that we were after was somewhere out there, and we just had to come up with what it actually was. What can we work on and develop this prototype to for it to become more interactive and a better user experience, something that's more fun for younger students. And we had a board meeting and we sat down and we drew this concept, and Rasmus had this really great idea which reformed the entire idea from just instructional to actually being interactive and usable and fun to use for young students. So that was when we came up with the actual idea. We had a concept September 2017, but We worked on it until May 2018, and not until then did we know what studyguide actually was. So ideas never come fully formed. They only become clear as you work on them, as Mark Zuckerberg would say. The second thing that I've learned with the studyguide journey is the importance of modularity in tech projects. Now, this is more of a specialized tip for just tech projects, but you could also use this in your life as well. What me and Mark just did in the beginning was that we just started to build the app, and we built all the pages separate and all the different views of the app, the different views that will be displayed for the user. And we did share the code and such, but we didn't use each other's code in a way that we should have. We didn't work as a team, really, because we didn't use each other's code in a way that would benefit us. So the idea with modularity is to break down each thing in the app, each function or functionality, into separate modules with all the unique functionality that that module has. So basically, you want to break the app down into building blocks. To make a better example of this, I'm going to use a car. So imagine you have a car. It consists of a lot of complex building parts. It has wheels, it has a motor, and the motor in turn is a very complex machine. So you use a technique of abstraction by breaking it down to the smallest building part and then producing that building part and then reusing that building part throughout the construct. So, for example, you might need screws to build a car, right? You might need screws or nails or whatever. So you start making a screw. Now that you made one screw, use that screw on the entire car to screw everything together. You don't have to create 100 screws to build the car. Just create one screw, design one screw, and then replicate that screw and use it around the entire car. So in code, this means if you want a button, design one button and use that button everywhere. The only thing you change might be the text or the icon of the button, but the design should be the same. That way you can write something once on one line somewhere and use it everywhere in the app. And if you want to change the design of the button, change that line of code and you will change all the buttons of the entire app. That is modularity. I hope that kind of explains modularity, but it is really important because it speeds up the development process of tech projects and is a vital sign of a good programmer and a good programming team. If they break down a tech project into modules and use those modules repeatedly like building blocks to a car, then you have a good tech team. Now finally, how can you use this in life? Well, identify things that you do repetitively that are useless. So for example, if you're always emailing clients the same information, make a template. Make a template of the information that you mail to the client and identify only the parts that are unique. Maybe the client's name, the client's customer ID or whatever. Identify those things and leave them blank, and then just use that template whenever you're emailing your customers. Another example of modularity that you can use in your life is to create a template when you're creating websites. If you're selling websites, create templates and then work from these templates to produce unique websites for several customers. That way you won't build a website from scratch every time. Create like a small library of things or templates that you need for your life and use them throughout your life to speed up the process of whatever you're doing. Find out if you have any useless repetitive things that you do in your studies, in your work, or in general in your life, and try to make templates for these and keep me posted if it works good for you. I would like to know what templates you use and for what part of your life. That way I can give tips to others that are asking me on how to become more efficient in their lives. Maybe you do something that I should do that implements modularity in your life. And if you do, share with me so I can be more efficient in my life as well. That way I can perform even better and produce even more on the small time that I have each day. And these are the two first lessons that I want to share with you that I've learned from experience while running a tech company during these years. And I've got a lot more for you, and I've written them all down. So more of these videos will come. Please leave a comment below if you enjoyed this video or if you didn't, because I need to know if this is the kind of content that you would like to see. That's it for this video. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week. But until then, stay driven.